What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, and I'm here with
Gershwan.
And today we're back to answer more of your questions in another episode of For the Greater.
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put question in front of your question because we get to those questions first. That is what Gosvern Volsil did. He asks, "What do you think will happen when Abaddon suddenly accepts the blessings of the four Chaos Gods? Will he be able to match a Primarch one-on-one?"
Two things. Abaddon has always been that arrogant, cocky guy saying, I don't need the Chaos Gods, I'm my own dude. And he's been using that philosophy throughout all of his Black Crusades. So I doubt that would happen unless something big happened where it's like he ran out of options, he's dying or something like that, and then he accepts the Chaos Gods. But then at that point, then he's just a puppet for them and it's not really him. But anyway, say he does do that. Yeah, I definitely think he would be on par with a Primarch, especially Gilliman, since Gilliman is only alive because of his life support suit. So with the blade that Abaddon has, I definitely think that could injure Gilliman's suit to the point where he'd probably fall back into this like really bad state and maybe even die from the original wound that Fulgrim gave Gilliman.
Yeah, I agree. I think if Abaddon did finally accept the four Chaos Gods' blessings, he would be like OP. But I think Games Workshop has kind of learned from Kaldor Drago that you shouldn't beef up a character all that much. Even when they brought back Gilliman, Mortarion, and what's the other one? Magnus. Like, they're strong, but they're not like...
Drago strong.
Yeah, both in the lore and in the tabletop. Like, they're not going to... break the game for just existing. So even though in the lore it might seem that Abaddon is big and awesome, I'm pretty sure the Abaddon on the tabletop will be tamer. And yeah,
I feel like most models are a lot tamer on the battlefield because you never hear of like a Primarch going down to a squad of 20 boys or 30 Termagant Gaunts, just like whittling him down with an insane barrage of attacks. Because that's not going to happen. That's not climactic. That's not good storytelling.
Right.
Yeah, so that's why the lore and the tabletop are very different.
You need a good climax.
Don't we all?
Next question comes from Tyler Flynn. He asks, can the Joker from DC survive? And what the faction react to him? Like, would the Eldar think of him as a laughing god? That's a good question.
Yeah, because that would make sense for him to join Kegara or Segura. Because it is a laughing god, and like they have Harlequins, like Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to go through with that theme, yes. The problem that I think we face, even when we did like what happened if Batman was in the 40K universe, is that at the end of the day, the Joker's still just a human. So he would just, his lore would have to be blended into the 40K lore, but at the end of the day, he's just like the most he can be is an Inquisitor. Well, not even, but like Inquisitor level power, where like he can corrupt planetary sectors, but he's never gonna be a Primarch. He's never gonna be as strong as something like that.
Yeah, I think the closest character we have to a Joker in the 40K universe, at least in my opinion, would be Lucius the Eternal. Yeah. He's always got that grin. It's like if you kill him, you become him, which a lot of times in the Joker series, like if you do kill him, like he has like that laughing gas and then you start laughing until you die or stuff like that. So it's close, I guess.
What Chaos God do you think he would want to worship?
I feel like it definitely would be Slaanesh.
Oh, yeah.
Pleasure, perfection, because he's always trying to turn others. So I guess like he's trying to make Batman break.
Yeah.
And he went to go prove him this with the Killing Joke. Like it just takes a bad day to get you to turn to chaos.
Yeah. That'd be a cool story if somebody could adapt that into a fan story of 40K. There probably is already something like that. Let us know in the comment section if you guys have come across or written.
I think there was one that was really well known. 50 Shades of Grey, I think it was called.
Perfect adaptation to the 40K universe.
This one's by War and Peace. War and Peace? War and Peace. What do you think would happen when Vulcan returns? Well, if he returns, that means that the salamanders have gotten all the relics. They have finished their treasure hunt, and now they're super powerful because they got the relics, and they're even more powerful because they got another Primarch on their hands. And seeing as how Vulcan is all about the humanity, excuse me, that's that gaseous, nurgly goo that I've been eating.
Goop.
So Vulcan's all about humanity, so it'd be a very, I think like he'd be going out to worlds that are under siege or like worlds that are dying or whatever and help humanity to restoration.
Yeah.
We'll see, no?
Yes. Next question comes from Jaegerbomb. What perks do you all think that the Death Watch will get in the Psychic Awakening? What buffs do you all think they need? I don't really play the Death Watch. I know that there's Xeno focus, so it's going to be interesting to see what they can do with Xeno-specific races. Something cool about Games Workshop is that they have they are paying respects to like the fans of like the old lore, and they're bringing back old creatures and aliens and stuff like that, kind of like they just did with the Zote. So I'm pretty sure that they're going to do something with some type of psychically empowered Xenos for the Death Watch. And maybe even use like some type of slave Xeno creature or something cool like that.
Yeah, it'd be really cool if they integrate Necron technology, because we've seen them use like Necron swords and stuff like that. But if they use it not for like attacking, but as like a psychic nullifier, maybe they have like an obelisk that creates like a 12-inch bubble of no psychic. So that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
But it's not Necron in technology. It's really old human tech.
Yeah, it's Dark Age of technology tech. Even though, like, so with the new supplements for the Psychic Awakening, sometimes they have been big letdowns. Like the Tau Psychic Awakening stuff, it's not like all that great, right?
Yeah, I actually do like it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like they gave us really good like synergetic stratagems and like abilities and whatnot. There's a stratagem for 2 command points that when your battle suits drop from a manta, they attack a unit as if it had 5 marker lights on it. So now battle suits are hitting on 3s, re-rolling on 1s, ignoring your cover, and that's really good because you get equip these battle suits any way you want, and you're essentially killing a unit for free.
Damn.
Yeah.
How much how many command points?
Just 2.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it you can only use it when you drop down,
Mm-hmm.
so pretty much it's like a one-time thing.
But you get to destroy a unit.
Yeah.
That's pretty badass.
And you could give them like literally tailor it to whatever you're fighting. If you're fighting hordes, give your battle suits a whole bunch of what is it called? Cyclic ion blasters, and you're putting out like 12 shots per battle suit, and you could have up to 9 battle suits. So 12 times 9, that's 54 shots. So that's going to be a lot of dead units.
Hopefully we get something good for the Death Watch like that then. Next question.
That's not a question, but King Auspicious has said, I stopped having relations with my wife to watch this video. Go Girth Swan.
Shame on you. We are not that entertaining. We really aren't. But thank you. It means a lot. It puts things into perspective. Next question comes from Clayton Sumter.
Oh, not Clayton Muhammad.
No. What if they cloned or used the Angel to fight a demon Primarch? So they did, right? Well, the Imperium didn't, but there is a clone of Fulgrim out there. Trazen the Infinite has him. What I have seen, or what the lore has showed us, is that whenever they clone any type of Primarch, or there's another like reincarnation of a Primarch, it's never as good. There's always something bad, something flawed to it.
Right.
So if they do that, it's going to be a situation where the Angel, meaning Sanguinius, would come back as a demon form, which I think happens to the Blood Terrors. I believe the Blood Terrors is the successor chapter of the Blood Angels that actually has an entity that takes the form of Sanguinius, but is really a demon that is trying to corrupt newly
Like neophytes.
Yeah. I don't know if it's the Flesh Tearers or if it's another Blood Angel successor chapter. But yeah, that goes to show you that like the Chaos, I think, is always trying to corrupt Sanguinius. So a clone of Sanguinius is probably not gonna be that great to fight a demon. Also, there is no. They don't know how the Primarchs were created. The Emperor created them using his psychic might, which does not. I mean, they can't do it anymore. Next question.
This one is by Elliot Figuera. Why not just make all Space Marines as powerful as Custodes?
It's the same thing that we talked about when we answered the question, why don't they give all Imperial Guardsmen, instead of having las weapons, melta weapons, or like more powerful weapons? And the answer is that there just isn't enough supply. The reason that the Astartes are special is because the technology to create them is very hard to actually produce.
Mm-hmm. And not just that, but like Custodes were like handcrafted by the Emperor. They have his gene seed, and like they're literally like the pinnacle of I guess genetic engineering.
Yeah. So it's not so much of like they won't.
They pretty much can't.
Right. Yeah.
Because if you look at it, it's the same thing. Like, why are they using all these like slow, clunky dreadnoughts? Why not just use the ones from 30K? They lost the STC, the blueprints for it, so they literally can't produce it.
Right. Next question comes from Drew Cipher. He asks, "What do Space Marine mercenaries usually ask for as payment?" Good question.
I feel like usually it's like hugs and kisses.
Yeah.
XOXO.
Yeah, I mean, once you lose the ability to procreate and to have fun, doing your thing,
you become the "where's my hug" guy.
Yeah, affection, things like that. You try to remember your father because he's either lost or dead.
Yeah, and especially it hurts more around this time because Valentine's is literally right around the corner.
I thought you were gonna say Christmas.
No.
I don't think of my father when I think of Valentine's Day. No.
You got some rethinking to do, my dude.
But so a mercenary faction, a Space Marine chapter itself is just like any other military entity.
Mm-hmm.
They need resources in order to continue to
fuel, ammunition, grease for their weapons and whatnot.
So it could be things like that. Relics are another big motivator for certain Space Marine chapters.
I'm pretty sure they'll still take like coin or currency just so they can use that to like buy whatever they need.
Yeah, but really mess around with relics. We've been doing a lot of Space Marine chapter lore, and there's so many badass relics. And tie it to the chapter in previous days, like during the Horus Heresy, you can easily create really good lore like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And those were the questions for today. If you guys have more questions for us, comment down below.
As always, this has been the Sound Alchemist.
Gersh1.
And we are out.
Oh, I used to put my